So just wait for a few more seconds. Actually, we have some more students to join due to the meeting ID. Uh, I was not able to send to everyone. So just wait for a few more seconds or 1 or 2 minutes, and then we are going to start. If you have any question, you can ask from any session that we have covered till now. Okay, so let's start with the session for the day. So we are going to cover the new session that will be the drafting of an assembly, how we can create a complete drafting or the complete detailed drawing of a complete assembly, how we can add the bill of material and the balloons in the assembly. So let's get started. And first, if you have any question related to the last session, you can just ask that. If you have any question, please ask that, or else I'm going to start with the assembly drawing.
So,
Yes.
for creating section views, I can't able to move it anywhere to place it anywhere. Can you show it
Okay.
once again, sir?
Okay. Just wait for a second.
Yeah, okay, sir.
So first of all, open part. So I'm going to directly open a file from here, and I'm going to directly open an assembly toolbox. Okay, I will show you the toolbox. Right now, I'm going to show you the toolbox. I cannot show you the working, but I will show you how you can enable your toolbox from here. Wait for just a second. Okay. So for the toolbox, click here. Please just turn off your mic. So for the toolbox, if you click here and your toolbox does not open, like here there is an option configure, then what you have to do is just go to the drive, C drive. Okay, go to the C drive and the program file. Okay, and in the program file you will see a folder that is SolidWorks Corporation. In that you have a folder that is SolidWorks. In that you will have a file that will be the solid something name. It will be in this color. So there is another file down here. Okay, so it will be solid. Okay, this one you can see. You will see this file with the name SLD works. Okay, and the version will be specified here. So you just have to copy this link and this file also. You can copy it from right click, go to the properties, and you can copy the link from here also. Okay, you can see the location is here, or you can copy the link from here. Control C. Now you have to go to the command prompt CMD. Okay, you have to go to this command prompt. It will be enabled from the CMD option in the start. Okay, and here you have typed the location. Okay, right click and you can paste like that. So the link will be C program file SolidWorks Corporation and SolidWorks. After that we will have a backslash again, and the file name is here SLD works. So it's in the caps. So SLDWORKS. Okay, and after that you have to type another command. After this one there will be another letter. So I will just show you in a second. Okay, wait for that. Okay, so if I show you in the notepad. Okay, so this will be the command. You can see that till now I have written this one SLD works. This one is the path, and after that the format for the file is .exe. Then you have to apply this one and type this reg register server. So just type this in the command prompt and press enter, and your toolbox will be enabled. Just simple like that. Okay, I will send this command into the group. Just open the command prompt from your file. So it will be cmd, type cmd on the start. You will get the command prompt from there, and you just have to right click and paste that command here and press enter. Your command, your toolbox will be activated. Okay, just this one. I will send this command into the group also. Okay, or you can just take a screenshot of this command and type exactly all the letters. Got it? Okay, so let's start with the view first. So now to create an assembly drawing, open the assembly drawing, go to the make drawing from assembly. Okay. So here again you have the standard sheet size. So select the sheet size you want. For this assembly I need an A3 size. Click OK, and we have the sheet here. So you can see here we get all the views, but the views are from assembly directly. So if you drag a view like that, your view will be inserted. I just don't want this view right now. In the assembly, I just want a single view that will be the isometric view. This one. So drag that view like that, and this should be in this quality, in this shade, shaded with edges. If you want to increase or decrease the size, you can just go to the scale from here and do that, like 1:1. You can do this one. And now, so this is the main assembly view you have to enter in the first sheet. and there you have to apply some balloons here, and there will be the bill of material, as you can see in a file that I'm going to show you. So wait for a second, I will just show you. Okay, so you can see that we have the assembly view like here. We have some balloons here, and we have we have a table of bill of material here. So how to create this one? Okay, so to add the bill of material, you will have option here in the annotation. We have a table option here. We can insert the table, and to add the balloons, we have the option here balloon and auto balloon like that. So first I'm going to insert the bill of material. So go to the tables. There is the option bill of material. Select that. I'm going to show you that in this drawing after defining the bill of material and the balloon. Okay, so select the bill of material, select the view. Okay, and you will get some options. Just click OK, and you will get a table right here. So where you want to place it, you can see it will snap automatically to the lines like that. Okay, so just define the location and you will have a bill of material here. Okay, the number of entities will increase if you have a larger assembly. So here is the bill of material. This is the item number. Assembly drawing, I have created directly the drawing. I have opened this assembly and I have opened the drawing from assembly option. So I'm going to show you again. I have opened this assembly. Just go to the file, make drawing from this assembly, and you can see we have some option here for the format and the sheet size. Select the sheet size, click OK, and you have the sheet, and in the view palette you will see all the views directly here. You can insert the view from the view layout also, like pre-standard view, but I don't want a standard view, I want a model view here. I want this assembly, so double click on that and you can just insert a view. So I don't want this view, I want this one. So create this view like that, delete this one, and drag this view to the appropriate location. Define the visual style, define the scale, and just complete the command. Now for the bill of material, go to the table. There is the option bill of material. Define, select a view, click OK, and define the location for bill of material where you want to place it. Okay, so you will see we have the bill of material with item number. We have 5 objects with part number. The name will be the part number. With, if you have applied any description to the part, that will be shown here. Right now I don't have any description, so I can just right click and delete the column from here. So last option is quantity. You can see the quantity, the number of items. You can see part 2 has number of items, that is 2. Part 3 will again 2 parts. Part 6 again 2 parts. So you can see we have 2 shafts, 2 lead shafts, 2 keyways inside. Okay, 2 keys inside. So like that you will get the philosophy here. You can drag it from here. Okay, so this is the bill of material. If you want to resize it, you can do that from the corner like that. Now the other option is balloon. How you how can you specify the numbering? If you want to specify which one is the number one, which one is the number two, for that we will use the balloon from here. So there are two options. First is the manual balloon. Click here, select the component, and you will get the number on that. Okay, if you select this one, you select this one. You have to select everything manually, but I don't want to specify anything manually. So there is second option, that is auto balloon. Means if you select the view, it will automatically create all the balloons. Okay, so you can see some option here. Item number will start from 1. Okay, 1 2 3 4 like that. If you want to start from 2, you don't want to specify 1. Okay, you will see that the number 2 will be there. From 2 it will start. You just have to click OK first. You will see in here it will also update 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 like that, and in here we will also have from number 2. Okay, so the next option we have in this one is also here the increment. uh, I'm going to start from 1, but the increment should be of 2. So you will see here, if you click OK, you will see 1, 3, 5, 7, 9 like that values is here. Okay, you can see 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. So this is the increment. So like that you can use the balloon option. So select the auto balloon always and click on the view, click OK, and again we have another option, that is the pattern type, how you want to define your balloon. For the location, you can see it's scattered around a square. You can create like this one, you can create in a single side like that, you can create in the downside, the left, the right. So define the location where you want your balloon, and your balloon will be created like that. Okay, so I just want the balloon to be down here or up here. Okay, so you can click on that. Okay, after that the leader attachment is with the edges. You can see all the edges are selected. If you want to select them with the faces, you will see all the edges balloons will be attached to the faces. So balloon setting, we have the circular type, we can use the triangular, the hexagon, and from here. So we need the circular type. Okay, balloon text will be the item number or the quantity or the custom property, whichever you need, but the item number is the main thing that we require here. Okay, so just click OK, and here is your balloons. If you want to move them, you can see if you select one, you will see a faded line there, and if you go to the line, you will see a magnet with your cursor. Basically, it is a magnetic line. If you drag that line, all the balloons will be dragged according to that. Okay, if you delete that, your balloons will be moved separately like that. Okay, you can add different balloons. Okay, so right now we have some balloons with some different gaps. So I just want to create some balloons, auto balloons with the increment of only 1. Okay. Okay, sometime your values will not be shown here, so go back like that, or press Ctrl Z to go back and edit the things. Go to the auto ballooning, select the view. You can see we have the values here. The item number was not here previously, so just click OK, and you will see you have the balloon. You can see we have several magnetic lines here. So if you don't have a magnetic line, like I have deleted this one. Okay, if you want to create a magnetic line, how can you do that? So for that we have a option here, that is magnetic line. We can insert the magnetic line, and we can define where we need the line. I need that here, we need one here, and I need one here also. Okay, so press escape. So if you drag and select like that, you will see your magnetic line. You can just drag your component or the balloon to that line, so like that. So again, you can just drag your component like that. And you can do this here also. Want this one also here. So these are the balloons. You can attach your balloon according to that. Okay. So any question in the balloon or the table? How to insert the bill of material or the balloon? Okay. So after this one, when you have defined this one, you have to define the table also. So right click, go to the edit sheet format. You can edit the properties here. If you want to insert any object, like I want to insert my company logo, for that we have an option for the sketch picture. You can insert a picture inside a sketch. So I have already inserted this command here. You can just go here and select or search sketch picture, and you can just drag and drop it like this. Okay, so when you select this one, I want my company logo to be shown here. So for that, I'm just going to insert a logo. So we have a logo here. Just click that. I want to insert here. So just resize and place it according to your position. Click OK, and here is the logo. If you want to edit that, just click on it like that, and you can just resize it. Okay, click OK. And we have the logo like this. Okay, just use this one. So here is the logo. You can edit the name also. Just double click, define the name. This is the link. Okay, and I want to define the material that we have. Okay, so double click here in the middle, and the material will be like steel, weight can be inserted from the model property. The scale is defined, the sheet is defined, the sheet size is also defined, and enter everything you need. So like that, just go to the right click again, go to the type edit sheet, and you can see we have the logo here. So this is the first drawing that you have to create. After that, now I have to create separate drawings from for all the components. So how to create that? So we have the option in the view layout. Okay. So to create a new sheet, right now you can see we have only this sheet. To create the drawing in the new sheet, you have to insert a new sheet inside this drawing. So you can see the sheet here. You can just right click and click here add sheet, and you will see we have the sheet 1, we have the sheet 2 here. Okay, now you can see if you double click there will be nothing. So right click and go to the activate, and you will see the sheet 1. You go to the sheet 2, right click, activate, you will see the sheet 2. If you go here, you will see this is the sheet 2 of 2 sheets. Okay, you can add multiple sheets from here. Just right click, add a sheet, and you will get the sheet 3 like that. To activate the sheet 2, now we have to insert some views here. So now if you go to the palette, you will see we have the views directly for the assembly, but I want the views now for the part. So to select a part, just go here, you will see only assembly one. So there is the browse button, click on that, and you will see all the parts. So I need this base, click open, and now you will see the views for that part. So need the front part here, need the top here, the right here, and the isometric here. Okay, just click OK, select the isometric. I want that to be in the 3D. So like that you can create your part. If you want to show multiple drawings, multiple objects in a single sheet, you can also do that. So right now I'm going to specify some gaps here. I want this object to be here, and I want another object that will be shown here. So how we can do that? To go to the palette, now go to the browse again and select the component, like I want to show this shaft. So open. Now you will see the view of the shaft. Just drag that shaft like that, create a view like that. Okay, and here is the view. So select the view, select the visual style, click OK, and here is the chart. So how to separate, how to add a separation line? For that you can go to the sketch, okay, And in the sketch, you can just create a line from somewhere here, okay, or up to here. Now I need this line to be vertical, and I need that point to be moved like here. Okay, so this will be the separation like that, and just go to the layout, and we have the line here. Okay, so if you want to create this line inside, like you want to see a black line, so just go to the edit sheet. Okay, now create a line here from this point to this point, and press escape, right click, edit sheet, and you will see a line here inside. You cannot delete this sheet from this line from here. So like this way you can create multiple objects in a single sheet, multiple drawings of an object in a single sheet. So here we have all the views. Okay. So now I want to see a detailed view of this one. So for that you have to go to the view layout, go to the detailed view, and create a circle like that. Okay, and where you want to place, I want it here. Here is the detailed view. Someone asked me how to move the section view. So go to the section. I want to create a horizontal like that. It's okay, and we have a section here to go up or down. So click OK, and here is the section. Now to move, just go outside and select this box. You can move it like that. Okay, someone asked this question how to move the section. You can move it like up and down only. So if you want to move it to the another location, so just select the view, go to the right click, and there is the option that is alignment, and there is option break alignment. Now if you move the object can move to any new location like that. Okay, so this is the view, and
Yes, sir.
the next option is how to define the dimension. So we have the annotations, model items, and now select first two. Remove this check. I don't want to see the dimension in all the views, so I just want to see the dimension here only. Okay, if you want to select this one also, you can see here on, here also, here also, and if you click here you will not see the drawing. Okay, so you can see the label here that dimension of the extrude thin one feature can be inserted into drawing views 14 only. Okay, so we can insert the dimension into these views, not here. Okay, if you see any dimension in the isometric view, that will be created in the AutoCAD. Okay, in AutoCAD we can create some isometric drawings and we can label the dimension also. So just click OK, we have the dimension here. So if you go to the smart dimension, you can select this one, and here you can insert the dimension, but that dimension will not be in the proper manner. You can see it is creating horizontal or vertical only. You will not see a aligned dimension in this direction. You can create the dimension like that, but you don't have to create that. You can also select this one also. You can create that, but you don't have to. So just delete, create the dimension in the views only, in the orthographic views only. So next option that we have to do is, in the previous session I have asked you to, I was going to show you how you can move one dimension to other view. So I will show that now. So if you want to show a dimension in a view, if you want to move that dimension into the other view, like we have 100 here, okay, we have 100 here, we have 125 here. So right now suppose I don't have the value here, this 100 and this 125, but I want to show this 125 in here. So how we can do that? So press the control button and just drag the dimension like that, and you can see that If I go here somewhere, wait for a second, with the control button, okay, we are not getting this dimension. Okay, so like that you can just drag and drop the dimension. You can just copy, control, just drag it where you want it, just place that. So it's stuck, so you can just place that right here. Okay, in this way you can copy, like I want to copy this one, so select it, press control, drag it where you want it. So you can see we have the dimension here that is on. So in this way you can just create or copy your dimension from one view to another view. So in the previous session I was going to show you the auxiliary view. So I will just show you here how you can insert the drawing. So here I just need, okay, this was the component. Okay, this was the component. Okay, so right now you can see in this file we have already a component named base. I have to open a new file to insert a new base file. Or I can just open that file. Okay, again. So you cannot insert a similar name file in a current session. What do you mean by the session? The session, if you like, I have opened this SolidWorks. So I have a file name base open, and I cannot just open a similar file name in the SolidWorks again. Okay, so I cannot insert the two base files in SolidWorks while it's on. So you have to convert the name. You can just change the name like from base to base 1, and now you can just open the file and you can create a one from that file also. Okay, so here is the view. I just want its auxiliary view now. So auxiliary view is here. I want it from here, and I want it to show here. And I want this view to be in hidden type here, like that. And I want to show the annotation for this view only. It's okay. Yes, and you will see the dimension. So now I want this point 4 dimension to be moved to this view. So press Control, drag it, and you can see we will have a dimension here. So this will be the point 4. Now I don't want this point 4 here, so just select and delete that. And this is the dimension that we need. Okay, like that. So it's just a move command or copy command. Okay, you can see that this is not the diameter dimension, it is a linear dimension. Okay, diameter and the radius dimension are of this type. You will see a line from the center. So this is the linear dimension, and it was just copied from this view to their view, just like that. So move to the next file. Okay, so now you can see I have inserted two files here. So now we have created the dimension also. If you want to insert a text, we have the note here. You can just create text here. Like this is a top view. Okay. If you want to change the size, the font, anything, you can just go here and change that. I want that to be 18. I want that to be in the bold, like that. If you want to create another, you can see we have the text here. We can just click it like anywhere. So I have created a drawing sheet here with the detailed parts. and I have created a sheet with the assembly view here with bill of material and the balloon. Okay, so if you see here in the view layout, we have covered these types, these two types also. So now we are left with these types only. So what is the broken out section, the break, the crop? So first I'm going to show you how the crop view works. For that I'm going to select the point view 2, the point view 2. So I want to see a cut section of the drawing. So there is the crop view. So just please sketch a close sketch profile in the drawing view. So for that I'm going to create a shape here. Okay, I want to create a shape here, that is this one. It's okay, and go to the crop. You can see we can only see the view that I have selected in the circle. Okay, so crop view means the shape you create will be left and everything will be deleted in that view. So if you want to see where is that crop view, you can see here in the sheet 2 we have the drawing view 1, 14 in the drawing view 15. This is the drawing view 15. You will see there is the crop view. So just delete that view or go to control view, use the drawing view 15. Okay, now actually we have so many views here. So, okay, so now you just have to either you can just control G, you can just press control V. It does not back you, if it does not go back, you can just delete that view like that. Okay, so what does the crop view create? It will just create a shape, just create a shape here. I want to only see okay, I want to only see this one. Like you can see the detail view is created like a crop view. So insert a view and create a circle or any shape. I want to see only this shape. So click view layout, click on the crop view, you will only see that location or that part only. Okay, so this is the crop view. Basically it is like the detail view. Detail view is created with the help of crop view. Okay, so now I'm just going to create the crop view from here. Crop view from, okay, crop view is created. So next is break. So where does the break work? So right now I'm just going to activate the shift key. And now if you have a shaft or any object that is huge in the length, that will the component does not fit inside the sheet. So I have a component here at the desktop, that is this one. Okay. You can see the part 3 is already open. So first I have to change the name of that part. That will be the part 3. Change the name. It should be 3 1. Okay. Now select and open. So here I have a shaft like that, and this shaft does not fit inside of this sheet. So what you can do, you can just change the scale of that shaft, or you can just break the shaft with a view. So you can see that the size is small here. I want to see this size with some large scale. So I can just select the views like that and change the scale. This one due to the custom scale, this should be 1:1 like that. I want to see the scale of this bar in that size like that. You can see the shaft is outside. So how to show the complete shaft inside of this drawing? For that we have a command that is break view. So just select the break And now you have to select the drawing view to create, or selected view cannot be detail view, crop view or empty view. Okay, so you can see that the selected view, the view you want to break, cannot be the detail or cropped view or empty view. Okay, so we have a view here, just select that view like that. Now it is asking for where you want to break that. I want to break it from here, and up to where you want to break, I want to break it up to here. So you can see we have the view here, and click OK. If you want to define the gap size, this size, you can define that. You can change the line to straight, to curve, to zigzag cut, to small zigzag, like that. You can see the small zigzag. So I need this one zigzag cut. Click OK, and here is the break view. You can just drag that view somewhere here. For this one also, you can create the view, or I just don't want that right now. So this is the break view. Now if you see, if I apply the dimension here in this view and this view, click OK, you can see this is the 50 dia, and if you see here, this is the 1000 value. So the value will be actual value. Okay, value will be actual, but you will see the object with a break here, and the object will be made smaller to fit inside the drawing sheet. Okay, you got it, or should I explain it again?
Sunday.
Should I explain?
एक्सप्लेन कर दो.
Okay, so you can see that we have a large shaft here, like that. I just want to make that shaft fit inside this drawing. To do that, we have a command here, that is break. So select the view. You can see it is asking for a line where you want to break and up to where you want to break it. I want to break it from here to here. So this is the gap. I want that gap to be 20, like that, and we have the types here. Click OK and just drag that view inside, and you will see we have the shape here. And you can also define the dimension. Okay, and the dimensions will be the actual dimension. It is 1000. The actual dimension, actual length of this shaft is 1000. The length will be shown, but the section, the object will be created in the break view or the section. Okay, so like this way you can create the break view and the crop view. For next, we have the broken out section. So the broken out section will create a 3D section view. To create that, we have a broken out section here. So where you want to create, I want to create here, and where you want to break this one, I want to break it like that. Okay, just close it. And after that, it is asking for the depth. I want the depth to be from this face. Okay, and I can just select the face and select the preview. You can see we have a cut section here up to this depth. Okay, this is the center of the shaft. You can see we have cut the object up to the center for here. Click OK, and this will be the section. You will not see any much difference here, but if you have any object inside, the object should be visible here. For that, I'm going to open the sheet 1. Here is the 3D. Okay, go to the sheet 2. Okay, so here we have some view. So go to the broken out. I want to create a broken out section here, like that. So it is asking for the depth. I want the depth to be from this face. Okay, and if you see the preview, the depth is created up to this point. Because this is an isometric view, we cannot see the depth properly. So I'm going to create here. So you know that we have a hole inside. I'm just going to create a cut here, like that. So the depth should be from this edge. And if you see the preview, you can see the depth is up to here. So you can just okay. So we need to provide a value here. For that, just clear this one and define a value. You can see the plane is moving outside. I need that to be 25 depth. Okay. So this is the 25, which should be more around 50. It is taking some time to update. Now you can see that I have created a shape here that I want to cut, but I want to cut it up to this depth. You can see the depth here. So if you zoom here, you will see a line for the circle here. If you click OK, there will be the section view, cut section. You can just select that. Okay. Like that. If you want to see the whole circle, you can just create a broken out here like that, and the depth should be defined on this edge. Okay, it should be defined here. So go to the preview. Right now you can see we are up at the top. I want that to be around maybe 30. Okay, it should be around 40. So just click OK and you will see that we have an object here. We have a section here, but we are not able to see the lines because I think I have moved further down. So in the going to we should have here the view that is broken out. Okay, here you can see we have the two broken out in this view. So edit the second one, edit definition, and the depth should be okay. This 40, I want that to be around 25. Okay, here is the 25 at the center. You can see here now we have two edges like that. So this is the broken view. It's like section, but cutting with a different shape and cutting up to the point. You can cut in half or full, whichever you like. Just click OK, and here is the section like that. You can also cut in the 3D, but there will be some problem while selecting the edges. You can just create in the 3D also like that. If you select the face, I want to define this edge or this edge from here. Or you can see the preview from here. I just want to cut it with 30 value. It will take some time to update. Okay, you can see we have a cut here now. Because in this view we don't have the exact face where we are creating this shape. That's why we have to check that value accordingly. You can see that you can see a section right here. Just click here and there will be the broken out. Okay. So these are not used repeatedly. They are used at some particular location where you have to show the inside with some 3D cut. So there you can use both. Okay, so this is the broken out, so you can just select both and delete like that. You can see this is the different view. This is view 16. So view 16 is here. You can see we have the section here also. You can just delete that, and you can also delete the circle like that. Okay, so these were the views. Now we have left with the alternate position view. So what is the alternate position? It's the position of the assembly. So it will be shown in the 3D only, sorry, in the assembly only. For that, just go to the alternate position. Select a drawing from which I want for this component. So click OK and you will be directed to a file to assembly. Just drag the component for the new location. I want the new location, something like that. Click OK and you will see some dotted lines that the object is moved from here to somewhere. Okay, you can create some motion like that for the alternate position view. This will show that the object was first here. You can move it. This means that the object is in the rotation. You can see the dots here. Okay. In the latest version like 2020 or 2021, you can create the alternate position view for the parts also. But in the 16, 17, 18, we will only have the option for the assembly. We don't have the option for the alternate position for the part till now. Okay, in 2021 it is introduced. Sorry, in the 20 it is introduced now. So this was the alternate position view. So now we have everything. We have defined the dimension. We have defined the node. We can pattern that. We have defined these options. Uh, we have defined the bill of material and the sketch picture also. So if you go to the sheet 2, activate that. So now if you want to show the center of the object, like I want to show the section here. Now you can see we have a center here, but if you don't see this center and you want to show the center here, we have the option that is center mark. So just select the circular entity and the center mark will be there. And if you want to see the center of a shaft like that, so we have another option that is center line. Select two lines like that and the center line will be created. It will be used in case of holes. Just click OK and there will be the center line. Okay, but it will be used for the holes only like here. So I need that view to be shown in this one. Click OK. You can see we have two edges. For that we can use the center line like that. Click OK and you can see this is the center line now. Okay, so these are the drawings. In this way you can create. Now how to print the complete drawing like this one and the second sheet in a single PDF. To do that, just go to the print, Control P, and we have the PDF creator, or you can just go to the file and save as, and we have the option here instead of drawing, select the Adobe or table document format or the PDF. Okay, there is the option view PDF after saving. If I click on the save, the PDF will be shown. Click on the save. It will take a little bit of time. And next option we have is which sheet you need to save. I need only first and two. I don't want to save the third one because I don't have any part there. Select first two sheets, click OK, and the PDF will be generated with these two sheets in the PDF file. So now we have the PDF here. You can see we have the views, we have the bill of material, we have the alternate position also. Okay, you can see if you go here in the sheet 1, this is the sheet 1. If you click here, your sheet 1 will be shown. If you click on drawing view 12, the view will be shown. If you click on the alternate position, actually both the position are overlapping to each other, so there will be no much effect here. But if you go to the sheet 2, if you click on the drawing view 13, you will see this view, 14 this one, 15, 16 like that. You can see individual views also, or you can just click on the sheet and you will see the whole sheet also. Okay, so this was the option. In this way you can create a drawing sheet. Okay, if you have any question you can ask, and we have completed the basic commands for the drafting. Okay, so please ask your question if you have any.
Hello, sir.
Yes.
Sorry, if you want to make a coordinate dimension system in the sheet, then
We
what we
have
can
all
do?
the type of dimension inside of the smart dimensions. You can see we have the vertical, baseline, ordinate. I can see here. So go to the view Here you need to define. I want to define the dimension here. Okay. So go to the ordinate type, define the point. This is the 0. Define here, this is the 150 like that. And if you define this point, okay, you can see we have already a dimension here. Just delete that. So go to the ordinate type like that. Okay, so this was uh, okay. So here we have another dimension. Just delete that. Go to the ordinate form. Okay, just wait for a second. Okay, so we have also some option that is horizontal ordinate or vertical ordinate. I want some vertical now. So you can see we have the vertical ordinate like that. Okay, just click on the point, you will get the dimension. You just don't have to create the dimension everywhere. Just click on the point, you will get the dimension. Okay, any questions now? This is the ordinate type dimension. Get it?
Sir. So, sir, if we want to give manually dimension,
Simply
there is no
just select
automatic option.
from here smart dimension. That is the manual. If you want to define the dimension from the part, you can just go here in the model item. So the difference between the smart dimension and the model item is that if you click here, you cannot edit this one, you cannot change the size, but if you click on the dimension from the model item, so this is the dimension from model item, you can change the size. Like I want that thickness to be 8. So just update this one by Control B. You will see the size will be increased here, and if you open the file will also have updated. So you can open part like that, and if you see here the thickness is also increased. So this is the main effect for the model item dimension type. Okay, just change that whichever you need. You can update it from here by pressing Control B for the rebuild. Like that. Okay,
So, sir, if we change the dimension here, then our
that
initial
dimension will
dimension also change.
yes, that dimension will be updated in the part in the assembly wherever you have
Okay,
used the part.
okay, sir. And sir, if you want to rotate atom in the sheet, then what we can.
We cannot rotate the view according to like we rotate the object in the sketch. Okay, we have the views here, the view here in the view palette. You can just drag and drop the view you need. Okay, if you need a custom view that you need to rotate, you need to create by rotating. Just go open the part and define the part. I want to see this part in this view. Okay, we don't have this standard view in the view. So how to save this view? For that, you can just go here. Okay, and we have option the new view here. Just click on the new view. You can see that it is asking for the view name. I want to specify this is the 3D. Click OK. And we have the view here. You can see that if you click here, you will see a 3D view right here. You can change the view now, but you can get back to that view, that 3D view. So if you go to the file here, and if you want to insert your view, go to here and you will see a view will be there. If you don't see, just refresh and okay. So currently you can see we have a different part here. So select the base part and you will see there is a 3D. Extract that view and you can just insert that view. So there is no option here to rotate the object that I had used previously, but you can just save a view inside the 3D model and you can
Sir,
import that.
above it, rotate option is given. So is that work?
Which one?
Up- Sir, after zoom command, there is rotate options.
Okay.
Yes, yes.
So, like I have said that I have not used from here. Since it can be rotated. It is for the orientation from here. Okay. So which angle you need? It is for the 2D orientation. Okay. For the 3D orientation, this is the option. For the 2D orientation, you can use it.
Okay.
That's the 2D orientation, not the 3D orientation.
Okay.
Okay. So that will be the location. So if you want to create a 3D orientation, for that you can create the view directly. Okay, if you want to go to the previous view, there is the option. Just click here. Okay, like I'm now seeing this view. Now, if I go to see some other view like that, and if you want to go back to that view, just click on the previous, and you will be shifted to that. That is the previous view. So these are the views. If you have any question, someone asked in the drawing, I was able to edit it. It is possible. You can edit the dimension I have shown you. Just double click, and it will be editable like that. Okay. If you create this one here, you can see the difference, the color difference from here. It is a faded dimension. It is a dark dimension. Okay, the dark ones can be edited, and the faded ones cannot be edited. Okay, you cannot edit that dimension. Okay, any other questions?
स्केल का कहाँ से लगता है सर बता
इसका
if you want to change the scale
scale. Okay, so you can see the scale is down here. If you see here in the down, we have the scale that is 1/2. You can just add to 1/1. Okay. So I have already set the scale. So if you see, everything is changed now, updated to the scale. That is 1/1. That is 1/2. It's okay. And here is the option. Any other question? Okay. So that was it for the day. And till now we have covered many commands in the
Sir,
SolidWorks.
if you
First,
want to give animation to the assembly, then what we can
what we want to do? Repeat your question.
uh, if you want to give means uh, if you want to show motion in animated
Motion
form,
in
then what we
animation. Okay. For the motion, we have the motion study in the SolidWorks. Actually, the SolidWorks is a very vast software. We have different options, so many modules available in the software. So for the motion, if you open an assembly like that, okay, you will see there is the motion study down here. From here you can apply the motion study, but we have so many options here that it needs some time to cover all of the commands. Okay. For the simple reference, I can show you we have a motor here. We can just assign the motor to a circular entity. We can define the speed type. I need a constant of 100 RPM. Just click OK and just play here, and you will see the component will be there. Okay, it will take some time. So these options will be covered in the SolidWorks essential training. Those who will attend the training, we will cover these options here. Okay. Actually, we have
Sir,
so many
I have a
commands here.
question.
Okay.
I have a question regarding eighth assignment, sir.
8%.
So,
Okay, wait for a second. Mm, okay. Yes,
sir, in assembly, my gear part is not able to mesh with the grapper.
it's the grapper. Uh,
Yes.
one part will have the error. Okay, because the value that is given here, you can see this is the 31, but in this one we have the value that is 23.6. Actually, there is some error in the dimension. It should be 23.6 something after that. It is a round off figure. That's why we are getting the error. So
Yes, sir.
define the dimension from this center to this center, that will be the 31. I have shown you in the previous session. I have created the dimension from here to here 31, and the object was able to join in the assembly.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so this is the last class. This session was for the 10 days. We have covered all the 10 days, and this was the last class. Okay, because we cannot cover everything in this training. We have some training for the different
Sir,
modules.
I have one question, sir.
Okay, ask it.
Sir, in the down the block will add for first angle projection on diagram, right? So how to add that? Whether it's a first angle projection or third angle projection.
Okay, you want to insert the projection or what? This is the symbol. Okay, this is a symbol. You can see, like I have inserted an image, I can insert this also. This is a symbol. Okay, like you can
Okay,
see, we
sir.
have added this one here. We have type here. So I have shown you how to edit. Just go to the right click and edit the sheet, and there you can add this symbol. Okay, you can just download an image and you can insert that also, and you can create that and also define that. Okay, we have the sketch in the shaping. We have the sketch option in the drawing sheet. You can create this one. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Any other question? Certificate will be provided to those students who have attended all the sessions and submitted their assignments. They will get the certificate. No, there is no free session for the NSYS till now. Maybe in the future, but right now there is no free session. Okay. So we have some
Sir,
free
I have
trainings.
missed one session. So is that so is not
Then
I'm not
just
applicable to give.
ask in the group because they will provide the certificate. I'm just a faculty. I can just teach you.
Yes, sir.
Just
Because
ask in
that
the group.
I don't know the schedule. That's why.
Okay, just ask in the group. They will let you know.
Okay, okay.
Okay.
And sir, today and when today's assignment we want to send.
Repeat your question.
No. Is there any assignment for today's session?
Yeah, there is also an assignment for the today's session. That is, I'm going to show you that here. Okay, so we have the assignment 10. You just have to create an assembly and you have to create the drafting, the drawing for that assembly. Okay, this is the two-page assembly. You can see we have some parts around 6 or 7. We have 8 parts in that. You just have to create them and assemble them, and after that you have to uh, create the drafting for that with bill of material with balloons. Okay, balloons can be simple. You don't have to define these type of balloons. you can just create the circular. Okay, you just have to create this drawing. You don't have to create the exact this drawing. You can create with some different size also. You can just create a sheet with only this part. You can create the second sheet with this one, the third one with this one. You can create two, three, four, whatever you need. Okay, just take the sheet size like okay, there is no sheet size, so you can take the A3 also, A2 also. If you take the A1, everything can be defined in a single sheet. Okay, if you click on the 100%, so take the A3 or A2 or A1, whichever you need, just use that. No, we don't use the crack. We cannot provide you that crack also, because we cannot remove the pirated software. Okay, that's why we have given you the trial version, because we have our license with us. Our center is a licensed user center, so that's why you can search on the internet. Definitely, you will get there, but we cannot just provide you that. We don't have that. Any other question? Holes. Okay. So for the holes, right now I need to open a different file for that. So the hole should be created with the hole wizard, and you will be able to add the hole call out in the assembly. Wait for a few seconds, I will just check for the holes. Okay, I have some hole here with the hole wizard. Need to create a sheet. Okay, so I have a drawing here, so you can go to the hole call out, and there is the option. You can just define that. You can see this is 4 into dia 33 and the depth is 4.32, like that. Okay, if the hole is threaded, you will get the call out according to that. Okay, suppose I'm going to add a threaded hole inside here, but actually this object has a very thin feature. So wait, I'll just open a new file. Okay, so there is the hole wizard, and I need a hole that is threaded, and iso type, and position will be here. Okay, and the size will be 20. So I have a hole with position M20, size M20, and condition is true all, and that is up to. Okay, you can see that we have the thread up to here. I just want to make that a little bigger. So we have a hole here that is of thread type, and I will just change the representation to this one. And minus 20. So we have a hole here. So just save that and go to the window. View palette. Upload. And where is the file? Okay, so you can see we have directly the option that is N20-4. Okay, we can just use another whole type that will show all the values like that. This is the whole callout. Okay, we can delete that also. So this is 17.5 dia and true all, and this is M20 and 6H is the class and depth is 20 for the set. So this is the whole option. Just download it from the internet. We cannot just give you the tag. We don't have the tag. We have the activation key for our center. We cannot provide that key to you. Just ask about the certificates in the group. They will let you know. I think they will give you the certificate if you have failed to submit the assignment also. They will provide you certificate, but ask in the group. I cannot confirm this here. Okay, any other question? Okay, so till now we have covered in SolidWorks. That was the first
Sir,
option is yes.
in assignment 5, we had some tolerance or clearance, sir. How to add that one, sir?
Okay, so in this training there is the tolerance are not covered, but I will just give you the idea of the tolerance. Okay, here sheet. Okay, here is the sheet. To add the tolerance to any drawing or any dimension. Okay. So you can add the tolerance from here. You can see we have some symbols here for the surface finish for the weld symbol, and we have the geometrical tolerance from here. So you can define the tolerance also from here. You will see there is a tolerance precision. You can define that like I want to define that basic, or I want to define that symmetrical. So if you see here, you will see a plus minus value, so the symmetrical here. So that will be zero point 0.1, and you will see we have a tolerance defined to the dimension that is plus minus 0.1 here. Okay. So what does the tolerance mean here? If you create this product, if this product is manufactured, this size should not increase or decrease this value with respect to zero point 0.1. Okay. So the maximum gap will be 5 to 6.1, or the minimum gap that will have is here is 5 to 5.9 value. You can just change that also from here to deviation. Wait a second. Okay, there is the limit option. You can see this is 5 to 6.1, this is 5 to 60. We have to define the different value from here. Like 0.2, you can see the change here. You can see the symmetrical here. Okay, you can see that in the parentheses. So first option is like this one. You can add some tolerance in the dimension. If you want to define the tolerance here, the geometric tolerance, you can add some symbols from here, like I want to use the cylindricity or the circularity or the flat face or the total runout or the runout. You can do that. If you want to define the position, so select here, okay, for the position symbol. And what will be the tolerance? It will be plus minus like that, or it will be 0.1 like that. So we have to define the tolerances from here. We can select that and define the location. But to define the tolerance, we also have some datums here. You can see we have the primary, the secondary, the tertiary relation from here for that. you just have to create some datum feature from here that the first instance will be datum feature, that first will be this datum, second will be this datum, like that. So like that, we have to define three datums for that, and there we can define this metrical tolerance with some symbol form here, that this is a position of this hole. We have some value for that position. We have some relation from here. So these are the material condition, maximum material leak condition, and regardless of feature size and the translation, we can define everything from here. Okay. So tolerance is a large concept. We need some time to define the tolerance. We need some time to understand what is the tolerance, what type of tolerances we have, what is the flatness, the circularity, all the symbols, what are their meanings. Okay, so it will require some time to understand the tolerances. For that, we have to cover the geometrical dimension and tolerancing. That will require some time. We have some information for that. We will see with the help of some video references and images. We will take the class for the tolerance also. Okay. So to add the tolerance, just simply look here. If you want to add the tolerance to the dimension, just select the dimension and define the tolerance formula. You will be able to do that. Okay, you can also define the tolerance in the component while you are creating this component. You will be able to create that inside the sketch. You see here you are defining some values. You will be able to add the tolerance from here. Okay. So you can see this is the tolerance value right here. Okay. If you see in the drafting, you will see this value will be updated there. We will have the tolerance right here. Okay. So we have to join for the next session for the tolerances. Till now, we don't have the tolerance topic in this session, but in the next training that is going to start from the 1st of June, we will cover the tolerance also from there. So till now, we have covered the solid modeling inside of the SolidWorks. In that, we have covered the shapes, the modifiers. Now we have some different modules in the SolidWorks also. That will be the surface modeling and the sheet metal and the weldment and the mold tools. We have so many modules inside of that. Okay, and we can analyze our part or the assembly with the help of simulation. We can use the assembly inside. There will be the motion study. We can use the motion study to calculate some motions inside of the assembly. Okay, we can define the gravity, we can define the forces, everything like that. And in the simulation, we can simulate the object for structure failures, for the thermal, for the bend test, or for the drop test. We can do several tests inside of the SolidWorks. Okay, and after that, in the mold tool, you will be able to create the mold directly from a part inside of the SolidWorks. In 2020, you will also find an option for the manufacturing also. So we have this next training that will be the SolidWorks is essential. In that training, you will get the module for surface, sheet metal, drafting, and animation and motion study also. Okay, the tools we have covered till now will also be in that training. I will just show you the syllabus for the training here. That will be this one. Okay, so this is the syllabus for the SolidWorks essential training. We have covered the sketcher till now, the part modeling, but in the part modeling you will also get solid, the surface, the sheet metal, and in the assembly design you will also get the motion study. Okay, and in the drafting you will see the drawing views we have covered already, but you will also see the animation for the assembly, and you will also see the design accurate. Okay, this will be the module for the SolidWorks essential training that is going to start from the 1st of December. If you want to join, you can just register. The link is given inside the groups that you have. Okay, if you have any question now related to all the sessions that you have attended, you can ask. Simulation is
Sir, we have to submit assignment tomorrow by tomorrow.
yes, you have to submit the assignment before tomorrow midnight.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. So SolidWorks have the simulation and it is effective, but it's effective according to your input because the input you provide to the software will define the result. If you enter the wrong input, the result will be wrong. If you provide the right input, the result will be 100% accurate. Okay. Any question? So we are going to close the session now. If you have any question now, you can just leave a message in the group. Okay. So motion simulation. Okay. So this session is only for the basics. We are not going to cover the motion simulation or the structure simulation or the thermal in this group. Okay. If you have any question, you can ask in the group. And for the training, for the motion or the flow, whichever you need, and we will be provided that training. Okay, thank you. The assignment you will get to the group or before through the Telegram channel. So thank you very much for this session. If you have any question, just ask in the group.